Guided journals are so fun to make once you get the workflow down because once you set your design up and create your CSVs for bulk create in Canva, you can make any kind of journal that you want. All you have to do is change the CSV. So let's get started. We're going to start in the portal because the portal is going to guide you through the whole process. So I'm so excited to do this with you. So the first thing we're going to do is start a new project, and we're going to do a gratitude journal. Oh, let's make it a guided. Let's name it Guided Gratitude Journal. And journal, and we are creating. So let's create the project. And now we're going to open that project that we just created because now it's going to tell us step by step what to do. So right now we're going to go to Creative Studio and create all of our assets. So let's mark this as started and open our Creative Studio, and let's create our asset pack to get started on our gratitude journal. Now I've told my Creative Studio to create a full asset pack for a guided gratitude journal project, include 6 hero images, clusters, corner decorations, and arches or circles, um, aligned to a grid, transparent background. Wonderful. Now I'm going to tell it to create just a regular full asset pack. Embellishments and word art. Line to grid, transparent background. I find that a lot of times Chatty just does the transparent background pretty good. Now we're going to tell Chatty to combine the elements from each of the previous images into 4 unique clusters suitable for hero images, because it's going to combine things from each of these images and make them into our hero images. Okay, those are super cute. So now we're going to download all of these, but we're going to tell Chatty just to um, give me all the images in this session as a downloadable zip file. Okay, so now we're going to open one image and then we can just download them all here, and I'm going to name this folder. I'm going to make a new folder here. All right, download all our images. Oh, okay, now that we have all of our images downloaded, we're going to go back to our portal, and we've created all of our images, so we're going to mark this as complete. And then we're just going to go to the next step. So we're going to upscale our images with Image Up. So let's choose our folder that we downloaded our images to. And I'm just going to choose to put the images in a new folder inside that folder. Just call it upscaled. And I want to keep the original background because Chatty already removed it. And I'm just going to upscale it 2 times. And it won't take very long because there's only 3 images there. Now our images are processed, so we are going to mark that as complete in our portal. So the next thing we're going to do is separate all of those into individual images in our asset pack creator. So we're just going to open that up. Okay, now we're in asset pack creator, so let's upload our sheets that we upscaled. And we're just going to turn on auto select. And it did a pretty good job, but some of them, like this one, you would want to delete that active box and then just select them individually. I'm going to change the padding to tight, and we're going to process all the sheets. And now we have all of our individual assets that we can download. So that is finished. So now I'm going to come back and mark my asset pack creator as complete. Now we don't need to remove the background because we've already done that. They were transparent anyway. So now you can go to Collection Factory and you can tell it that I'm creating a guided journal, gratitude journal project. Here are my current images. And let's just upload our asset packs, and it will give us guided information on what we can create. So I gave it my images, my asset packs we created, and I told it that I was creating a guided gratitude journal project, and here are my current images. So then it asked me to follow the Collection Factory workflow, begin with discovery before planning the full collection. So you would obviously answer all of these questions and then follow the prompts. I told it I already have all the info for the guided gratitude journal. Let's brainstorm a collection of products. So it gave me lots of ideas to create connected products that then we could bundle or just add to our product collection. So that's how you use Collection Factory, and then you just tell it to start with the first product, um, and it will guide you through each step of the process. So we're not going to do that for this guided journal project because we're just making the journal. So I'm going to go back to our portal and just mark Collection Factory as complete. So we don't need to go to Layout Studio because we're going to use a Canva template. But if you were doing this um, from not a template, then we would go to Layout Studio and create our pages and then export those as a PDF into Canva. So we're not going to do that because we're going to use the Canva template. So now we are going to Canva. We're just going to click Start so we know where we are in our process of building. And So if you have to stop in the middle, you can go back to your project and you know where you are in the process. So let's now go over to Canva. Okay, so now in Canva, I'm in my project and I have a guided journal project where I created a new folder, and then inside that folder, I will upload my files. And I am going to upload all of my images that I made for the in the asset pack creator, so my individual images. Okay, uploading all of my images into that folder. So that way, when I open my project, then I'll have access to all of my images in a collection. Okay, so now that we have all of our images uploaded into our folder, we can open the template. Now this is the main template. Um, so it just has all of the layouts for you and all of the headings so we can use our CSVs to easily um, make new versions. So what you would do is go to your project folders. So I'm going to go to my project folders and I want to find the image folder that I uploaded. So now you have all of your folders with all of your um, individual images that we created in Asset Pack Creator ready to decorate each of your pages. But through the magic of television, we already have one ready. So here is our decorated, ready to go um, planner. So I can show you how you use Bulk Create and how to use the CSVs that are available to you. So we're doing a gratitude journal. And what we want to do is, because we have to create it in sections, we want to go to our grid view and we want to grab our weekly and our daily and create separate pages for those. So I have grabbed my weekly page and put it on its own project, and then my daily page created a new project, and then my notes pages are also on a separate project. So then in my main gratitude journal, now you can do this two separate ways. You can make a copy of this so you always have the master and always have all the pages together. That's probably the smartest way to do it. But now that I have those as separate projects, I can delete my the pages that I don't need. So I don't need my daily in this project, or my weekly, or my um, notes pages. And I have just decided that I want the final prompt page to come after the weekly and daily. So I'm going to copy this page and put it on its own section. Go. Just going to delete this holder page. There we go. And I'm going to name this final prompt page. Okay, there we go. So now in my front matter, if we want to call that, I have 5 pages. I have the cover, welcome, how to use this journal, the intention, and the before. And then I have a weekly page, a daily page, a final prompt page, and then notes, which is a dot grid and then just aligned notes page. So this is where it gets fun. This is where we're going to use the CSVs to add all of our content. So need to go to apps and then go to Bulk Create, and I'm going to upload my data, which is my gratitude planner, and I want gratitude content. And then all of my text boxes, I just want to connect my data to. So let's go to our front page, and we're just going to click on our three little things here, connect data, and we want it to be cover title. It's very intuitive there. It's all named the way what it is. So then we're going to click preview, because then we can see that all of our text is fitting correctly, and make sure that we have all of our it mapped to the correct page. So that looks perfectly fine. So then I'm just going to continue and create that. And now we're going to view that design, and it'll have all of our information in there. Wonderful. So I'm just going to call this Front Pages Gratitude. There we go. So we have that one done. So now we're going to go to our weekly pages, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go to our Bulk Create and upload our data, and we want our Gratitude Weekly. And all of my sections are already connected. So I'm just going to preview, because I wanted to show you what happens if something's not right. So obviously this is not correct because it bleeds over into the image. That's why we always hit preview first. So we're going to close this, and we're going to come to this field, and we're just going to make sure that it fits. So then we're going to preview again. Great. Wonderful. All good. So now we're going to create this and view the design. So now we have week 1, week 2 for 6 weeks. So now we're going to call this Weekly Pages Gratitude. Okay. Now we need to do the same thing for our daily. I'm going to go ahead and close these ones that we've already done. So now we're on our daily. Same thing. Go back to our Bulk Create, upload our data, Gratitude Daily, map all of your fields, and preview. So everything's looking good. Let's just scroll through. These right here are not aligned the way that I want them to be, so I'm just going to come back and make sure that they're aligned the way I want them. Go, and I'm going to preview again. That's better. Okay, and then I'm going to continue and create those designs. Wonderful. And here is our daily prompts. So let's name this Daily Pages Gratitude. And then I can come back to my working page and just get that out of the way. So my final prompt, and one more time, we're going to go to Bulk Create, upload the data, and that is in our content. So we just need to map this field. So we're going to connect the data, and it is final heading, and then final prompt. We want to connect to final prompt. Okay, preview. looking good. So we are going to generate the design and input our content. So now that we've done all of that with Bulk Create, we have all of our content to download our pages and merge them together in PDF-Linkr. So we have our front pages, our weekly pages, our daily, the final prompt page, and our notes pages. So let's just download those all as PDF. We're going to download. We want PDF. And download. And I'm just going to name these as numbers so it's easy in PDF-Linkr. Once it downloads, I'll create a folder for that. Okay, so I'm just creating a new folder where I can download all of these sections. So I'm just going through and downloading all of the sections as PDF for print. And then we're going to come back and merge them all in PDF-Linkr. We're done in Canva, so we need to come back to our portal and mark it as complete, because now we're going to go to PDF-Linkr and we're going to merge all of our sections together to create our full PDF. So we're just going to mark this as started in our portal. That way, if we get interrupted, we'll know where we are in the project. So let's open PDF-Linkr. Let me clear everything I've done in my last session. And let's add all of our PDFs. And I just named them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, my sections. That way they're in, I know what order they go in. So I'm just going to select them all and just merge them together. I'm going to name it merged. And it is finished. When I open up my merged PDF, then I have all of my pages ready to go. Here are all of my weekly pages and then my daily pages. A unique prompt for each day. So that is ready. I'm just going to rename this. I should have just named it that when I merged it. And I can't spell today. There we go. So now we have our product ready to go. So we're going to mark this as complete because we're done with PDF-Linkr. And then we're going to come down to Promotion Factory. So let's mark that as started. We're going to come to open our Promotion Factory. And we're just going to upload our PDF. And let Promotion Factory know that I'm creating a paid product campaign. I'm going to use Facebook page, Facebook group, and Pinterest. And then once it's finished uploading, it'll give us instructions. So now that it's looked at my PDF, it is guiding me to provide the information that it needs to create each promotion image and information. So you need to enter your brand colors, or you can upload your a brand image, a lead magnet, if you are going to do a lead magnet, if you're trying to build your email list, where this product is going to live. So if it's in Etsy, then you want an Etsy URL for your product, your Instagram, um, and then if you have like mini chat set up or comment to get an auto reply, that, and then a resource library URL that's optional if you're giving away like a pack of something. So we're just going to tell it that we're going um, to use the Facebook page, um, for direct sales, and I'm just going to make up a URL, okay? And then, let's see, Instagram handle. Comment to DM is buy now. Let's say comment to DM is journal. And that's it, I think. Let's go ahead and just see what it gives us. All right, so it's going to put all of this stuff in there for you. So it will keep prompting you if it doesn't have the information that it needs. So I need to enter um, my brand or business name and my lead magnet, and that's it. So let's just tell it brand is uh, and no free lead magnet for this one. So it's going to make the Pinterest pins then go to my paid offer instead of my freebie. So, okay, so just tell it to continue and it'll give us a campaign summary. So it gives us our theme, our target audience, and our campaign hook, and then it'll give us our assets that we need, images, carousel, slides, Pinterest pins, and then it runs out because so you have to say continue because that'll give us the rest of it. It gives us all the information that we need to post into all of our socials. Okay, so there's our campaign instructions. So then I'm just going to tell it generate the first image. So it took the colors because I didn't give it any colors. I could upload my asset packs and it would grab it from that. Um, so this is your first promotion image. So that is from your Facebook page post. So it gives you your text and your image. So you just go through and tell it to create each image, and it will give you everything you need all in one um, place for all of your socials to promote your um, product. But you know what we forgot to do is we forgot to create our Etsy listing images. So let's do that. What I want to do is I want to go back to Canva and I want to just download PNGs of all of the pages here. So I'm just going to name this Etsy. So then I'm going to come back to my Promotion Factory and tell it I need Etsy listing images. Create. Okay, so it created the Etsy hero image, first listing image, and then the title, the description, and the tags as a comma separated list, so you can just copy and paste them into your Etsy listing. So you would just go through and tell it to then create however many images you want for your listing. And for the promotion, then you would just say, create the second promotion image. And it will go through and do all of that. So I have, I told it to create the second promotion image. So this would start with the carousel. And I'm not going to create all of them, and then I told it to create the first Pinterest pin. So here's what the Pinterest pin would look like. So now let's tell it to make a Instagram reel cover. Okay, so here's my reel cover. So you could just download that, throw it into Canva, add a little animation. There you go. But then I told it to create a Threads campaign for me if you're on Threads. Um, and it tells you, I told it to do a 7-day campaign. So this is what I would post to Threads all 7 days. So gives you the hashtags, gives you everything you need. So now that I'm all done with all of my promotion, I have all of the content, all of the post prompts and text and all of that, then I'm going to come back to my portal and mark that as complete. So then I can upload in my portal, I can upload an image of my my product and then that way I'll know that that's the product that I created for that campaign. So let me just grab an image and there we go. So that is done. So we are all done here. So now let's go back to our dashboard and we have our gratitude journal and we're 100% through the workspace. Our tool progress is all done. So then I could create a collection to add that to. So let's create a collection. I can't spell today. Let's just name it Guided Journals. There we go. And I'm going to choose and create that collection. So then I can add that project to that collection. All I have to do is go into the project and hit Edit Details and then tell it that I want it to be in the Guided Journals collection. So now in my collections, I have guided journals that every time I create a new guided journal, I can add it to that collection so I know where everything is. And in the projects, what I like to do in the individual projects is in the details, I like to, here in the description, I like to put the URLs of each particular product, like where I'm selling it. So if it's Etsy, if it's KDP, if it's on my own website, I just copy and paste those URLs. That way it's all in one place and you don't lose anything. So speaking of KDP, let's put our guided journal on KDP as a downloadable ebook. So let's go to our quick launch and we're just going to go to Bookr. Now I'm just going to upload my PDF and choose what size. And save it. And now I have the KDP version, which we can upload as um, to put on Kindle Unlimited or whatever. Now, if you wanted to do printable, like KDP print on demand, then you would need, I would personally, I would go to Canva and I would separate because this is going to be the cover. So I would separate this into a separate um, page. I would take this uh, image out and just have the interior pages, merge those all together. That's going to be your interior. And then you add the cover page later in the process in KDP. So, but let me just show you also, like, let's say interior builder. Let's upload our journal and we want to add bleed. And then we want to download the print PDF. And it's going to do the same thing for us. So then we can come to the listing helper of Bookr and we can copy our Etsy stuff for our Kindle information. It's going to give us all of the information that we need. So let's just fill this all out. What kind of book is it? It is a journal. And target age is adults. And how many pages? You just enter all of your information. Okay, so I put all of my information in the listing helper, and then I told it to generate my prompt. So it gave me all of this information, and then I'm just going to open a new GPT, not any of ours, and just copy that information, and it will give us everything we need. So it gives us our keyword phrases, the categories, um, suggested title and subtitle, and um, then you can add your A plus content. So it really just guides you through everything that you need to do to get this ready and listed and promoted. So then all you have to do in Canva is change your decorations and run a new CSV, and you have a pet journal, a gardening journal, self-care, pregnancy, whatever you want. So we've got a lot of CSVs that are available for you to tweak. You can edit them to make them your own, and I can't wait to see what you guys are creating. If you enjoyed this guided journal lesson, I want to invite you to come join us in the Academy and build with us. We build a new digital product every week and we go through it step by step, and you get the tools, all the tools that you saw in this lesson, and um, usually a template or CSVs, and we build new products and new tools all the time. So the link's down here in the description, and I hope to see you there.